Welcome. Hi, Barry. How's the weather in Canada these days?
Good morning, Mark, and everybody that's listening. Well, we had no snow at Christmas, but the last couple of weeks we've had maybe 3.5 feet. But today's not so bad. It's nice not to have 30 below all the time, which most people down below us probably think we do, but we don't.
We have distinct courses. One is called an upgrade course, and then another is called a teacher's course, or you can teach. What's the purpose of the upgrade course, and who should be taking the upgrade course?
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for the question. Yeah, let's start with the upgrade course. The upgrade course, we'd invented and designed so that teachers and coaches that had got a qualification, either Red Cross or Royal Life or YMCA, that they didn't have to go and redo all their qualifications again. So the upgrade course is basically a course that introduces our program. It's short, it's sweet, it teaches maybe people that haven't come from a competitive background things like strokes and turns and stuff like that, and drills and skills, which is very, very important. So that's what it's all about. It's about upgrading somebody that's already got a qualification in some sort of aquatic field, and then they take our course so that they get to know what we're doing and why we're successful.
Okay, so let's talk about who we are, what we're doing. When you say that first person plural, who does that mean?
Okay, so I represent, I'm working with ISCA. We've been in the business and swimming with this program for about 20 to 30 years. It's been gradually upgraded. We use it in university programs and recreation programs. Some of our biggest programs are in city programs. They use it. It's a sort of bridge gap after children that are probably very good at, well, not very good, want to advance their swimming skills, and they come in. So it's wide ranging, but it's also used by private little swim businesses that wanted a program to actually say, hey, I need something that's stable. I need something that's got a learning path. I need something that's got credibility in. And we are a big brand. This year, probably we will put through maybe 60,000 children through our program. So it's massive. So the word we, it was designed by multiple coaches from around the world and swimming teachers. And it's quite in depth. It really is. But that's the best about it. It's sort of like a turnkey operation.
And what would be comparable or competitors or other suitable places out in the marketplace that would be up against, or an alternative to the brand?
I would say probably the closest to us would be maybe a city program that's using a Red Cross program. Most of those programs that go through cover water safety, we do also. Our main emphasis is trying to get children and adults, because it goes all the way through the spectrum, to try and become better or stronger swimmers. It's a great feeder program for a club system to use, where at the bottom end of the program, they might have an intro to swimming. All of a sudden it's going, okay, before they get into my program, they need to be able to have all these skills. And that's originally why it was written. It was, how do we transfer from swimming into skills? And in like one of our programs in North Vancouver, then it opens up a whole bundle of options for them. They could go into a swim club. They could go into water polo. They could go into basically any aquatic programs like synchronized swimming, the whole thing. It opens up this wide gamut of skills that give them that confidence to move on.
Oh, great. So now that was, the upgrade course and the organization behind it. But now, what about the You Can Teach? It seems like I've seen that there's a little bit of overlap, but where does the You Can Teach course or the teacher's course come into play?
I think that's a very good conversation for us to have at this time, Mark. You and I have spoken before, in that because of COVID, we lost thousands, if not millions, of swimming teachers, swimming coaches around the world. They just did not come back. And I can understand there's various reasons why they didn't come back. So basically the You Can Teach program was introduced into our program to take it. Originally, what it was used for, it was there to take young athletes or teenagers between the ages of 12, 13, that were showing skills that they want to help their peers. So the program was written to entice or have those young people learn some new leadership skills. What do I have to do? What is the intro? How do I actually get this little guy to be able to do a float? How do I do that? So that was the premise of why that was written. It's probably more about leadership than just teaching swimming. We're trying to get it into some programs in schools where they say, hey, we need something for our teenagers to learn them to be able to goal set, to be able to learn them to be able to plan. So our program fits in also on that part. Now, the nice thing I like about it is I see those, because I teach and coach myself, I see those young people around all the time. They don't want to stay in swimming to go to national championships, but they do want to maybe think about, hey, this could be a career path for me. So that You Can Teach is their first step. Hey, we can help you here. You can help the assistant. You can do some stuff for us, but we'll work on all those other things that you need in life and you need at high school.
Fabulous. So those the youngsters should probably start right into You Can Teach, and people that have been around the block a couple times could probably start into the upgrade course, and then come back. And when they've got a crew of youngsters that they need to help with their lesson program, they can gravitate and grab upon that You Can Teach course. Give me a little summary as to the H2O Aware, because I think that's throughout a lot of the courses.
The H2O Aware program is our version, and I think it's an excellent version of water safety. Give you an example here in Canada where you'd mentioned it's cold at the moment. Water safety changes here at that point, and also in the northern states and maybe in the southern states when you get a cold blast. So we have a lot of lakes around where I live, and depending on the season, the lake becomes more attractive when the young children or the young teenagers especially, hey, let's go and walk across the ice. Let's go and do this. Let's go and do that, right? And it's beautiful here. It's very tempting, but it's also a water safety hazard that is right there. So the H2O actually during the seasons, during the year, it covers a whole bundle of different things. These are the problems during the winter. These are the problems during the spring runoff. These are the problems during when all the young people go down to the lake and have parties or whatever. So it's really about water safety, but very specific, sometimes very specific about, hey, when you do this, if you're going with mom and dad, you're going out on the boat, you're going fishing with dad, let's take all those things that we need to do to try and reduce the risk of somebody getting injured or somebody drowning.
Maybe just talk for a minute on BLAPT. B-L-A, that's a funny word that I, as an American, hadn't seen much before.
Yeah, I was very lucky to work with the great Australian coach, Harry Gallagher, who passed away many years. And when I came from the UK to coach in Canada, he actually said, always work from the front back when you're making your changes. And I go, okay. And I got used to that. And it was very, very helpful. Don Talbot told me the same. And so all it means is working from body position, legs. So all those things you just broke out. So most of the people that have been around a lot in swimming, it's going, okay, what do I look at first? Okay, so we look at the body position. What do I have to do to change the body position? Is it the head moving up and down? Is it the legs? So all those things, Mark, are just basically, I call them focal points or vision points, right? Gallagher always told me, and I don't know if it's true, but I stuck with it, right? Whatever I change at the front is going to change something at the back. And so that's a really good tip for most young coaches or teachers out there. It actually does. You know, if you do something at the front, something's going to change at the back. So it's where we start. What are we looking for? What are we trying to view? And it's the whole body, and then work from
first step. It's a good design so that you can get all of your staff on the same pages, and you can start to add some creativity or variances later on what you're going to actually teach and within the lesson plans. But you know, 3 cheers for you for all the hard work you've put in over the decades, you know, in delivering this. And hopefully there are more coaches and more programs around the world that can benefit.
The people that wrote the program originally, that all were probably the best at everything they did. They were chosen. You know, the guys were brought in from England to live here for up to 2 years to design just maybe different modules of it. They all had different skills. They all had different stuff. I think now as a coach, the hard thing, and as a mentor, it's very, very hard. We've got people coming into the programs now as teachers and coaches, don't have a competitive background, right? That's that group that went missing, the 13 to 15-year-olds that were normally there, did not come back from COVID. So we're now bringing a new group in, and they need all the help they can get. They need the books to be able to read. They need the videos to be able to look. And from people like myself and yourself, everything is there. So if you're in a multiple pool complex, and I know some of the big programs in the US and in Canada are 5 pools, 6 pools, you don't get to see all those teachers and coaches. So you want everybody on the same page. You want every parent going away. You want every swimming teacher going away with the same, hey, this is what we're teaching. This is why we're teaching. And it is so in depth. You know, yes, we do upgrade it when there's changes to the things, and it's continuous education upgrade. But the nice thing about it is when I'm sitting here and talking and we send the packages out, I know everybody's getting the same message, and the quality of their training goes up, the quality of their teaching goes up. And for a head coach, and I've done it for many, many years, you get to the point, it's one less stress that we don't need, that I know that Jane over this, maybe 20 miles away from me now, is teaching the same as the people that are only a mile away from me. And that's really nice. It's satisfying for the teachers, and especially the owners and the boards, but it's satisfying for the parents and saying, hey, I don't have to go over there. I can stay here and get the same quality of programming.